on a previous episode.
No, he's just different than you. He's just your bigger brother, that's all. It's not that I like him more. It's not that I like him more. You know, you guys are just, you're very different siblings. And I like you equally, I promise. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. Today we are taking a look at the middle child of the EAA Gerson 2311 collection, and that is the 2311 Witness CMXX. Let's get into it. All right, so I have reviewed the 2311 Brat, this being just a little bit bigger than that. And I've reviewed the EAA Match X 2311, this being just a little bit shorter than that. Before I get into the differences of the three guns, to show that they didn't just like copy and paste things over and over and over again, let's get into some specs of the CMXX first. So to get some quick housekeeping out of the way, if you want to support the channel, hit up Rise Armament. They're basically the only reason this channel is still around at this point. So the more you support them, the more you support me. You can use code RTT20 to get 20% off anything in their inventory, including triggers, parts, lower parts kits, all that stuff. And it certainly helps out the channel immensely. I do appreciate it. While you're at it, hit that like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment down below. Those comments are awesome. Really helps with the algorithm. Let's get into the gun. So this is a 9mm double stack 1911. EAA Gerson calls it a 2311 for reasons that another company doesn't like people using 2011. So this is in their 2311 stable. They call this a compact, being a 4 1/4 inch barrel with an integral compensator, sort of like the Match X has. In many ways, some of the grip and everything is the same size and feel as the Brat and the Match X, except they came out with a new grip module here that has a really aggressive, granular, or grainy texture to it. Now it is 6.1 inches in overall length, clearly not including the light. It is, of course, hammer fired. It has an ambi safety, right, if you're right or wrong-handed, and a tuned 4.5 pound trigger. And boy, is that a nice trigger. One of the other changes they made was with the magwell. The magwell is just a little slimmer, just a little smaller, because they really intend you to be able to carry this over something like the full-size Match X. Think of this as a little bit longer Brat with a comp on steroids.
Everybody got that?
All right, I have 20 rounds loaded up. Let's do some accuracy stuff. I have my steel target at 25 yards right now. All right, not a problem. Let's go back to 50. All right, 50 yards. All right, just need to know where to hold it. Okay, 75 yards. Ah, come on. There it is. I can barely see my target. There's almost no paint left on it. There we go. Got a couple in there. And back at 25 just because I like hitting the target. Now it does have nice aggressive forward serrations on it and good rear serrations on it. The slide is very smooth. It's not quite as smooth as the Match X was out of the box, but it is getting smoother. And so I appreciate that. That's very nice action on it. Not gritty in any way. It's just not quite as smooth as the Match X was out of the box. Going back to the trigger, 4.5 pounds. Very nice trigger. No take up. Very short reset. And nice, light, crisp break. Very, very shootable gun. Really, really do enjoy the trigger press of this pistol. And a couple other things this shares with the Match X is it is optics cut for RMSC, direct mount, and has the accessory rail. Before I get into some of my favorite features of this gun, let's get a quick comparison of the Brat and Match X to the CMXX. Now, clearly, the Brat doesn't have the comp on it, but in slide length, they are very comparable, but the CMXX may be just a fuzz longer, not including the comp. Of course, the CMXX has the lightning cuts in the slide and the forward serrations, and different sights. This having like a 3-dot fiber optic sight, this having 3-dot white sights. Now for the Match X, it is just a shade shorter than the Match X, as you can see here. And of course, I'll be rolling some B-roll over it. It does appear that the slide itself is probably about a 1/2 inch to 5/8 shorter than the Match X. Match X having a lot of the same characteristics in the slide, being the fiber optic sights, very similar forward cuts, forward serrations, and lightning cuts. Of course, some different coloration here, but generally this just being longer, both having very similar integral compensators. One of the other differences is this grip texture. So the Match X and Brat both have like a checkering, more of a traditional 1911 style grip texture in their grip module. This has like a 360-degree granular or grainy, sandpapery type grip texture. A lot of people have said they like this grip texture more than the other. I think I probably do some. But to me, I don't notice a massive difference, but to others, I have heard talk about really, really liking this grip texture over the original two. I know people are waiting for me to get to this little part here. You're going to have to wait. But they did flatten out the beaver tail a little bit. The Match X and Brat have more of a swooped, curved beaver tail. This still having curve to it, but much flatter, a much flatter beaver tail, clearing your hand, protecting your hand from the slide. That gets me into the grip safety, or lack thereof, which I am super happy about. I hate grip safeties. Now, I did say in the Match X and Brat videos that with this having a grip safety, that I'm just glad that they put the bump out, right? That bump out so that you can just get that more positive, grip on that grip safety without, even in sort of weird, out of position body placement, you're still sort of guaranteed to get that grip safety in. However, if you don't have one, you don't have to worry about it. And I love it. Such a simple little thing makes me so happy. Such a simple little thing makes me extraordinarily happy. I hate grip safeties. It's one of those things that have just kept me from that 1911, 2011, 2311 market for so long, is the stupid grip safety. So I am super happy that they got rid of that. Now, how's the shootability of this? What's shooting this like? So I already mentioned that I really do like that 4.5-pound trigger. It's not scary light, but it's not so heavy that you notice. So 4.5-pound trigger, I really do like it. This thing shoots incredibly flat. And I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen some B-roll in this video by now, but I mean, this thing shoots so flat. Like, I would say that this thing shoots easily as flat, if not more flat, than the Match X, because it has that same comp, but it has a lighter slide, therefore less recoiling mass, and that has just made for a nice middle ground secret sauce of shootability with this pistol. So speaking of shooting, it does come with the standard, well, I'm going to call it standard. It's the mag that comes with a lot of their stuff. The 17 round Checkmate mag, I think these are stainless steel. Checkmate mag fits this gun, fits the Match X, fits the Brat. Fits is troubling me today. Fits. It fits this, the Match X, and the Brat. Mag release is good, easy to hit, right? Reloads. It is a 2011 style. My thumb doesn't come anywhere near close to reaching it, and I just use my other hand, but it sends the slide home very nicely. So before I get into price and my final thoughts, what would I change about this gun? Because rarely there's something that I get a hold of that I wouldn't change at least a thing, right? It's been reliable. Shootability is out of this world as far as flat shooting and nice trigger is out of this world. But the one thing, there's two things I would probably change about this, and one of them is sort of new for me. And I'm going to get into that one first. I would go back to I would put like tritium sights on this as opposed to fiber optic sights. Every fiber optic gun, including the Match X, if you see any of the B-roll that I have rolling over this video, you're going to notice that the front tritium, or this front fiber optic, is missing out of my Match X. It's also missing out of my Stoeger STR9F Combat. It's missing out of every one of my guns that I have fiber optics in. And one thing I've never had to do is replace the tritium vial in any of my guns. So if you wanted to have high-vis sights, I think I would go to a tritium sight, or at least the 3-dot white. I was perfectly happy with 3-dot white on the Brat. People may disagree with me on the fiber optic thing, but I've never had to replace a sight that wasn't fiber optic. Second one being mags. I have that for I think every pistol review I do is mags. This comes with one 17-round Checkmate mag. It is a pistol on the budget end of 2011 in the 2011 market. I understand that, but mags is like the thing. I just reviewed the Gen 6 Glock. The Gen 6 Glock, it comes with 3 mags. Others come with 2. This one comes with 1. The Match X came with 2. I really think that 3 is a really, really nice number for pistols. Would that affect the price of the gun? I don't know, but it's one thing I would change about just about every pistol on the market, is just add more mags. So let's get into the price of this bad boy. The EAA, first to the YouTube censors, I'm not selling this. I'm not selling any regulated goods. I'm not promoting sales. This is the speech I have to give for every video, because you guys don't understand that I'm simply reviewing it, and just because I give a price doesn't mean I'm selling it. But your AI and your overseas call center idiots that don't know anything about firearms and just do your bidding to censor gun content, they don't understand that. So I'm not selling anything. This does not go against guidelines. I'm just doing this for educational purposes for the viewer to have all the information they possibly can. This gun, MSRPs for $1,149. I have seen it on various websites for right at $1,000, maybe $1,050. So I'm going to say these are about $1,000 even. And for something that shoots this well, has the rail, has optics cut, has good trigger, great grip texture, good size for carry, and shoots so incredibly flat, I don't think that's a horrible price. So I think that pretty much sums up my final thoughts on this guy. Is, every time EAA sends me a pistol, it makes it into one of my favorite guns of that year. It happened with the Brat, it happened with the Match X, and it has happened with this. In fact, of the 3, I probably like this more than the other 2. Just because, like I said, I think they found that secret sauce of size for carry, of course capacity being a 9mm 2311, and shootability. I mean, it's kind of the complete package. I really think that EAA Gerson, he's getting better and better with these 2011s, 2311s. I really think they're getting better with them as they go. The Brat was awesome. Still one of my favorite guns. The MXX is great, good competition gun in my opinion. This being sort of a hybrid of the two, has that flat shooting and concealability. Fantastic pistol. I do appreciate EAA sending it out to the channel. I appreciate you guys watching till the end. You guys are the heroes of the channel. And don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment down below. And until next time, I appreciate you guys more than you know. We'll talk to you later.